Welcome, everybody. It's CPL 8. Ooh, new season, new number. That sounds great. We're getting hyped for some preseason action, which does start very, very soon. But before we really get into the whole spiel about that, I'll introduce myself. I'm Saetzero. If you haven't seen me before, where have you been? If you haven't seen my other guy, a little more understandable, it's Nitekat. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thank you for having me today.
Fantastic. I'm excited to cast a little bit of games, but like I was saying, this is kind of the build up a little hype for CPL 8 preseason. The signups end tomorrow. So, if you haven't already, you should. You can see the you can see that on CPL, or we got a CPL sign up thing on TL.net. Throwing links in the chat right now. On multiple chats because streaming is hard sometimes, and I'm doing my best here. It's okay. I'm not even worried about it. But we got a little bit of a Showmatch, just a little bit of a teaser. We did another one of these earlier. Of Y2Kid hosted one up between Raz and Wolf, and just a little teaser, just a little appetite. We're trying to get you ready for CPL, get you back to the swing of StarCraft. You've probably had a nice little holiday season, or maybe took a little bit of a break. I don't know about you. I barely played StarCraft over the holiday break. What about you, Nitekat?
I've been playing a ton. I've been joining every tournament or league that I could find. I've just been playing it.
Nice. See, this is why we do CPL, to make players like Nitekat. Don't be like me. I don't play this game, but I love to cast it. I love to watch it. So still gonna have a great time. But we got two really good players here. And we're doing a little best of 3 again. Just a little appetite teaser. It's Oya and Sziky. It's gonna be super good. PvZ. I know it's not probably what you were hoping for. It's a dirty Terran player over here, but still, it's gonna be a fantastic time.
PvZ is a ton of fun. I've seen so many different PvZs where it goes to the map is mined out, or I've even seen ones where players are long distance mining the same last base, and it's the only one with minerals. So PvZ is really exciting.
When watching it's more exciting. We'll definitely go with that, because sometimes playing it, especially playing on the ladder, you play against some random people, it might just be hydras or legs, and that's it, it's over. It can definitely be fragile, but from players as good as these guys, I'm not even worried about little early game stuff, anything like that. Unless it's just well executed, then maybe I'll even get hyped for a hydra bust. You don't even know what's going to happen here. But again, really this is just to get a little bit of awareness in case you get missed out about the preseason. Spread the word, get your friends involved if you have. We want to make CPL 8. We continue the trend that every CPL has grown in numbers the whole time since the beginning. So we want to we don't want to break that now. Keep them moving up, get everyone involved. We're gonna get started with the first game, I think. You ready?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Fantastic. Alright, it's been a long time, but man, I'm excited to cast again. In the bottom right, in the purple Protoss, it's IRK Oya.
And up in the top left, spawning as the yellow Zerg, it's Sziky.
So, these players were told, I think they were allowed to change it up things a little bit, but it is a best of 3, and they were told just to play on ladder maps. This is not hints towards the map pool for CPL 8. Y'all can don't overread into things. Don't go crazy. Actually, I don't even know if we've advertised any of that kind of stuff. Like I said, I've been enjoying my holiday break playing some not StarCraft. I've been really getting into a lot of Dead Cells and Hades.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about the maps being announced yet, but I imagine that's going to happen soon since preseason starts up tomorrow.
Well, maybe.
Well, the sign-up's finished tomorrow, but...
Yeah, oh, I mean, so preseason, if it goes the way that previous things have, since, we got a little time before things really kick in, we just see the piling up front, so it won't be any one-base shenanigans. It's, usually it is just one map that, it might be a ladder map, it might be something that's, a little more expected to be in the pool. So we're not going to be sweating it too much. Gateway opening. Love seeing this. High-low players so much better at this than some of the low-level stuff. And we are seeing it is just an overpooled, nothing crazy. Sziky, I think, just wants to have a normal game so far. Both players respecting any kind of potential early shenanigans.
Yeah, it'll be nice if we get a nice big macro game out of these two. Because the macro games are some of the more fun to watch. Although the beginning can be a little bit slow sometimes from them. Or from that type of game, I mean.
Yeah, you could definitely say it could be a little bit slow, but I mean we're our cross map as well. So if you do any kind of aggression, there's a lot of extra time to build up your defenses, which especially for Protoss, if there's aggression from the Zerg, getting that little bit of time, if you got the good scouting, know what's going on, it makes it a lot harder for the Zerg to really like punish any kind of greed from the opponent, which in turn just might make you do more greeds. Like, well, it's gonna be harder to punish this, so you're probably not gonna worry about it so much. You even see here Sziky just making one set of langs will be good enough to maybe get on the map, just drive out the scout whenever it gets here, but droning up, really prepping up for the long game. Still haven't seen the Nexus going down yet, but this probe coming down should be the end of that really quick.
And it looks like the drone got chased away there up on the high ground, but the direction that the Zealot came from, I think, gives away, okay, that is indeed where Oya is at. And the probe does get chased out by the Zerglings. Barely alive. Oh.
You had to say
it.
Glad to know some curses never change. And here comes that third hatchery, which the probe did not get to see. You can assume it's going to be happening, but knowing the location is helpful. Seeing that is at this mineral third base instead of taking for a third gas as well. But still, they've got a couple zealots moving across. These two langs, they just ignored it. They don't even care. They're just going to turn and just see what's going down at the front. Forge is not done yet, and what Zealot does finish time to block off that wall in the middle, so not going to be able to get any kind of free attempt here. We'll see what those Zealots can get done, though, across the map.
Yeah, I mean, there's another fresh batch of Zerglings that just hatched here, so I think they're going to try and get this around here on the Zealots, getting some decent damage on them, but nice micro pulling the damage Zealot back. But another couple of Zealots joining in here, and then the Zealots are going to be forced to retreat up the ramp here and try and use this choke to their advantage.
They did their job. Like, the units, they're a little... You're not really sweating you're losing them so much. You did get some damage done. You did force lings to get made that aren't drones, and just buying time. Cybercore being started now. You want to just make sure you can kind of get to where you want to. You can even see back at home. Oh, yeah, still hasn't even started a can or anything yet. Looking like that might change very shortly. But you saw how many lings around the map, respecting what can happen, but still building up that Zealot count, not really in any trouble. Meanwhile, Sziky, he's still getting that lair on the way, so it isn't just going to be 3 hatch Hydra, it isn't just going to be anything insane, but we'll see what the tech choice actually is, if it will be mutas, or I still see a lot of people go lair and then also go Hydra, just to put pressure on, force the Protoss to respect, and they can start chipping away at this gateway. So annoying to deal with when that can's not ready.
Yeah, but I mean, it should be ready in time to force those Zerglings back before that gateway's in serious trouble. But yeah, like the shield's all the way down. It's taking a little bit of health damage now. And good pullback timing on the Zerglings there. Only taking one shot, not losing any Zerglings to the cannon.
Yeah, anything to keep alive, valuable scouting information might be helpful. Just make sure Protoss doesn't feel super comfortable moving out here. Now, we are seeing something a little bit different. It's not that Citadel, it's a Citadel opening. It's not that Stargate, which is what you're used to seeing. And with cross map, this is as much time as you're going to get before the Overlord's actually going to find it and confirm. So, a little bit nice here for Oya, kind of getting away with something that you don't want this to get scouted very early. There's some things that Overlord can do to kind of make it a bit of a pain, but
there's an Overlord over it already.
Well, yeah, but like it didn't get there till the Citadel was already finished.
True.
So, like, if they were like both on the top side of the map, that gets scouted way earlier. I actually do wonder if that was part of the decision. You can see Spire on the way, which you normally just make for Scourge or anything, just kind of keep these Corsairs down, but I wonder if this will actually be a decent amount of meters or anything like that. We can see another extractor on the way at the natural, so we'll see what Sziky wants to do when he gets to that point.
Yeah, and depending on the timing of this leg and the +1 upgrade here, like there's no creep colonies, there's no Sunkens yet at any of the expansions. So it looks like the SimCity at the choke of the natural is just being started with that macro hatch being thrown down there.
Man, we are actually seeing it is still going to be a Stargate, and actually getting +1 weapons as well. So, maybe hoping he just didn't get scouted, or this was a plan to just, they made that bait and switch. It's like, well, I'm not getting air, you should go air. And then he's going double Stargate behind this, actually, really kind of rushing into it. So, tricky play here from Oya. I love seeing this kind of stuff. Not that I could ever do it, but it's really cool to see just something you could throw the Zerg off. You can see that Overlord isn't scouting anything anymore. I don't know if they have any idea this is going to be coming when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they saw into the natural or not. I wasn't watching where that Overlord was going, so they might be in for a surprise if they didn't see that Stargate down there.
Well, I'm not sure if it got far enough to see the Stargate, but that is definitely far enough away where I don't think it saw the +1 weapons, and it definitely didn't see the second Stargate. But speed is done for these Zealots. +1 weapons, not quite yet, but still some get on the map. One cause a little bit of chaos here. At least force what is being made here. And look, it is going to be some mutas now on the map, and they're going to be enough to sway these Zealots from doing damage. But knowing the investment's been made, that mutas have been done, this double Stargate will be a little bit more useful, and just buying time to get your defense if you need them. More Zealots on the map as well.
And it looks like Sziky did get the a couple of Scourge there, so I think they did see the Stargate. When I do just their vision, it kind of looks like they saw that spot, so I think they're pretty well prepared for those Corsairs, but they might not be prepared for 2-gate Corsair.
Yeah, definitely can be very fragile, but I mean, still, Ziky's got a decent amount of lanes going to be on the map. The mutas still haven't really tried to poke in, try to get any big damage done or anything, and I think Sziky just might be feeling comfortable. He's got Lings at the next spots where the pros would probably take their third base, except for that mineral one outside the front, which is not really the one you want. If you can get away with getting the gas base, that's going to feel a lot better. But still, just all the tech feels like it's getting done pretty fast here for Oya. Really putting himself in a good spot. And as these coursers build up, he isn't revealing them just yet. This is like just going to punch out of nowhere and just be super obnoxious. Oh, I love this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and with those 4 Zealots that he ran out with, you know, he saw the Muta count, he saw the Scourge count, so, like, you know, I think he has that... Oh, just heard an egg get canceled, so that hatchery could be put down. But, like, he knows, you know, like, I gotta hold back just a little bit, build up those Corsair numbers, and then it'll be safe to move out.
Yeah. It will still be a little bit difficult here. There is a decent amount of Scourge on the map, so you gotta always be worried about that, but you can see the Stealth Force really getting into place here, starting to make some Templars, and a lot of the Corsairs. Here's the move at with 6. Nothing sees them just yet, but I'll be quite the surprise whenever they show up. He's looking around for some Overlords, isn't going to find any, and still hasn't really been explored that much to reveal. And ooh, Burrow being researched, that'll be helpful against some of this follow-up harass if the Overlords do get pushed away, because DT Sarah always can be annoying. Drop's always an option as well, although not quite in this game. No Robo to speak of at the moment.
Yep, and the DT kind of gave itself away a little bit, attacking some Zerglings in the middle, which then spread out after got about 3 kills. So we'll see if this DT, it's running in alone though, but it looks like it's going up to that top middle just to see if there's any expansion started there yet.
Yeah, I mean, just checking around to see, because you can usually just get out with it. The Overlords aren't going to be so far out where, like, you can't escape the vision. You should be able to see things coming here. But we do see, still just floating around, looking like here comes the better move out. A lot of Zealots here, and +1 armor not going to be done just yet, but the Corsairs do reveal. Decent amount here, which, I mean, that doesn't... hard to tell, like, if you'd be able to instantly see that, be like, oh, that's two Stargates worth, but still, +1 can start poking away. Here come the Zealots behind it as well. Just some Hydras, Lurker Tech not done yet. Storm near, about to finish. A lot of good connections on some Scourge here, but the Mutas are taking big damage. A lot of Zealots still left over. With only 1 sunken here. The defense does manage to hold on as these Hydras reinforce, but still, I think just whittling things down. Oh yeah, still building up their forces, and all these upgrades are about to finish up soon. So, I don't know, like Sziky, this is looking dangerous. I think you misstep one spot, you'd be a real bad spot.
Yeah, and they only got 1 of the Corsairs with the Scourge, and almost all of the Mutas died. So that was, I think, a really good trade there for Oya. And it looks like they are going ahead and taking their mineral only instead of the gas base. But yeah, I'm just looking at the minerals versus the gas right now. Like, I'd rather see that expansion happen at the gas base, but I guess you take what you think you can more easily defend.
Yeah, it's real easy to kind of overreach and put yourself in a bad spot. But look at Oya, like, there's a lot of gateways, producing a lot of goons. Range about to finish up as well. Armor. The level 1 armor did finish up, and remember, he does have Storm available. I think he has a High Templar too floating around, so he might be just waiting for this range to finish up and Observers to be with it, so Lurkers can't stop the push. Then really going in here. A lot of Hydras go up to the 12 to kill that DT. It'll now allow that expansion, but that means there's a spot without a lot of defense. If you want to push and keep slowing Zerg down, that's like a great spot. Lurkers reveal themselves. Observers are almost done? Yeah, they're almost done. So you're going to be able to move out very soon.
And unfortunately, Oya spent a Storm that just missed a Lurker. So I think he's got, what, like 2 Storms right now. on hand.
Yeah, he's got 2 left over, but energy is still charging up. He's going to be able to be fine. I mean, really dealing with a couple lurks like this, once you have vision and a lot of Dragoons with range, it's really not that bad. You can see immediately Sziky trying to save what you can. Don't give it all up away, but the observers here, this is a scary Protoss army. Look at this. It's 150 supply, good upgrades moving out here, and if anyone wants to put pressure on, I think you're free to do so, but this could easily just secure that next base as well.
Yeah, it looks like they are choosing to go across the map. You're going to try and put some pressure. The Corsair's getting a little bit ahead, but not too much damage being able to be put on by those Hydras. The Hydra's being forced back by the Protoss army here. And it looks like trying to get a good arc here and running up onto the high ground. That's a lot of Hydralisks.
Yeah, but remember, we still got a couple storms here. First one goes, not the best hit you've ever seen, but still doing some pretty good damage. There's not a lot blocking the front. These Zealots really putting the work in as they're going through this. Not a lot of lurkers left, and some of them not burrow just yet. All they're going still basically a lot of the defense has been chewed through. This base probably is going down. Reinforcing with Lings is not the answer you want to be seeing here as a Zerg fan, but this push really doing some big damage here, and that's enough. Sziky knows that's going to do critical damage, and that was an exciting game, but going to take game 1.
Yeah, and I think those storms, they were trying to target those lurkers that were in the back. So, like, while the Hydralisks had spread out from it, the lurkers were just taking damage from it, and that let kind of take that high ground over. That was a really good push.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was just a fun game. The hidden double Stargate, like that's such a cool thing, and I actually kind of like that kind of stuff when players are setting up for. It's like they're not playing for money, like it's just a little show match, adding a little flair to it. I love seeing that kind of stuff, and like I was kind of alluding to, both these guys, as far as the foreigner scene goes, some of the top of their race, respectively. So, exciting game 1. Hopefully, the next one is just as good.
And I wonder if either of them are doing, because I know the BSL ladder tour was going on today. I wonder if either of them participated in that.
That'd be nice. I'm not really sure, but I've definitely seen these players' names in BSL like videos in the past. Everything pops up on my YouTube feed for BSL stuff. Which, if you guys didn't know, they run a YouTube so you can watch their games whenever you get a chance. You should follow their YouTube channel. They're putting out a lot of good content here. But game 1 was great. Game 2, maybe it's even better. I think we can just get right into it. Alright, into game 2. These colors are weird. Did they toppers bomb? No, they didn't. We're going to have to deal with it in the bottom left in the Olive Zerg. Currently down a game, but definitely capable of running it back. It's Sziky.
And in the bottom right, I think that's like peach or pale Protoss, we have Oya.
Yeah, the classic pale without a color. That's how colors work. Just it's pale. Oh, let it rock. I'm not sure. Like I don't know, pink maybe.
I don't, for some reason, like I don't remember the color list, but like I feel like there's one that they just called pale or something in there. There's something with a P that's not pink.
There is a pale yellow. That might be what you're thinking of.
Maybe.
Yeah, I love everyone in the chat is saying different names. It's like no game has ever made me feel like maybe I'm colorblind like StarCraft can. It's like I know what that color I think it might be, but I'm not sure. And if I have to say it,
Well, it's like how some colors have like really specific names, like sunset, or not sunset, but like sunset orange or something like that. It's like it's orange to me. I don't know.
I love that with cars. If you like fancier kind of cars, like there's definitely people that can just tell, like, no, that's Tangelo. It's like that's orange, man. Chill out.
Yeah, the consensus. Well, I was gonna say the consensus in chat seems to be tan because I saw a few people say that, but now I see people saying peach in the official list. Cream sounds better.
I mean, yeah, we can go with cream. Cream does sound better, but. You know what? We got a little bit of a different opener. Sziky sticking to their guns, still the overpull opening. Classic save, get you where you need to go. And this time we got Oya is doing a Forge expand instead of the Gateway. Even though the maps are, you think of them as kind of similar. First one on Polypoid, now on Fighting Spirit. But still 4-player macro maps. So I'm curious why Oya might be mixing it up. If that might just be for the variety of strategies, that'd be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, Forge first openings are safer in general versus Gateway. So, like, newer players are typically, if I'm remembering this right, told to typically go for Forge first openings because
Yes.
you're just more likely to survive the early game. So it could just be a safety thing too. Like, you know what, I'm up a game. I'm just going to play a little bit safer instead of gambling a little here.
Yeah, I mean, that's completely fair. There is a big part of it that I think for the newer players, Forge, you could easily get yourself in big trouble. But you know how you messed up almost immediately. It's like, oh, this wall sucks. Oops. Or like, I didn't get a cannon time. No problem. With the gateway ones, the advantage of the zealots that they are units you can force pressure, it's really easy to overstep and not know when things go wrong. So that's why I think I don't personally recommend it to new players just yet. But look, that cannon just finishing in time. Oh, yeah, I know it's exactly the time as the gateway walls. Just even pulling a couple probes just to make sure these lanes can't run through. And still, 6 here is an imposing threat. Gonna keep these workers at the wall. Just buy time for this gateway to finish. And meanwhile, Sziky, there's a hatchery on the way. It's about to finish. We see a gas starting to get taken here. And I think this game's just gonna look very normal here. No player making any big mistakes that are easy to exploit.
Yeah, it looks like the simulator just being started, or like about a third of the way through for Oya. Natural's just coming online. Second cannon getting started as the two probes get pulled back. Third base being started here for Sziky. So looking, like you said, just pretty standard play so far.
Yeah.
Oh, we do have a rip.
Oh, man, yeah, there's 2 holes in that wall. One lane does get through. One lane, not the end of the world. If there's multiple or you have speed, definitely could be more annoying to deal with. But I think Oya could handle the crisis of one lane, even though, trust me, it's very easy to think this won't do anything, and it does way more than it ever should. But still, gets a good scouting info, which does slow things down if you want to be annoying like this. I did see in the chat from Lightstorm, one of our CPL Zergs, that he thinks it's the 973 opening, lots of hydro pressure, but got a lair on the way, and that third base on this map goes at a gas base, so, you know, Sziky could be very capable of just going into some kind of muta play again, some kind of tech play, and looks like he does lose one probe trying to get rid of this Ling. It's so close to death, but Jesus, it's just so annoying it's Protoss.
Yeah, I mean, even in like I played a Protoss versus Protoss on ladder once, and just even zealots just running around in your base as Protoss is so annoying to try and catch them and kill them, right? But yeah, I think the one big difference, like while we were talking about how Polypoid and Fighting Spirit are pretty similar, like one of the I think the big differences is your third base that you would naturally want to take is a gas. Like there is no mineral only base on Fighting Spirit.
Oh, and look at how good this Ling has done. It has stayed in long enough to see that is another Citadel first opener. The Zealot and the Probe do check the 9 clocks, confirm that there's a hatchery there, and Zealot can be here just to force some units. Want to just, you know, be a little bit annoying here, but we'll see if it ends up being that delayed sneaky gateway or Stargate, or if it's just going to be some gateways. Go into speed and +1, put some early pressure on before Sziky and this easy 3 gases kind of get a little bit into the mid game with a little more freedom of what to do. You're not really constrained that your third base kind of sucks like it does in Polypoid.
Yeah, and there was another Zealot that was trying to sneak into the main, but it got surrounded on the ramp by Zerglings. It was able to get caught before it could get up there. Now we see that that Zealot that was at the third being chased back by the Zerglings, but that's Zerglings that are not at the front bugging you, so...
Yeah, I mean,
nice.
at this point, that Zealot's dead to rights. Now, unfortunately, haven't got any real good scouting info yet, and this is one of the big weaknesses with the Citadel. You don't really know what your opponent's doing. And you can see here, it is going to be another Spire play. We're not getting discouraged after what happened in the first game. Sziky sees Citadel, knows the response they like doing here. Muta is super good dealing with this. And never mind, it is going to be some more starting. Is this just what Oya does now? I love this.
It might be. Let's see. So yeah, we've got +1 about halfway done, legs about halfway done, air +1 coming along.
I don't see the second Stargate, so there is at least a little bit of the difference. We haven't seen it just yet. Could be added on a little bit later, but still, that'd be very interesting if that is like why the adaptation is there. It's such a minor thing, but you can see it is making a difference. And
there's the second Stargate.
Yeah, cool. So we are getting something very similar here. Now, the Spire, I don't remember last game if he got air armor, so that does seem like respecting that it could be this Corsair stuff again, not biting in entirely to the Citadel, but You can see these Zealots, as these upgrades are nearing finish, the push out here, force something to be made from the opponent. And Zealots, especially this early on, can be so scary to deal with. Lings seeing what's going on, no big reaction just yet. And Mutas are on the way, so gonna be able to get rid of these eventually. I like that the Zealots are splitting up, gonna hit both the second and the third base, just test the water, see what you can get done. As the drones get pulled very quickly here, respecting how strong this push could be.
Yeah, and I like how there were 2 Scourges following the 3 Zealots that went through the north ramp, like keeping tabs on them, just to make sure that they were indeed coming to this base. And the drone pool to try and keep the Sunken alive, doing really good at it. I think the Sunken's actually going to live.
Yeah, just barely. Great move there. Make sure that surface area gets cut down. A lot of Zealots die, but still, it's just mineral units. You're building up over time anyway. He's got a decent amount of gateway, so you can keep churning that out. It's not really that big a deal, but that does buy time. Users are not harassing. Build up that Corsair account. So, oh yeah, like even though it looks kind of bad losing all those units without really getting anything done,
well, there was some
not the end of the world.
A couple of Zealots did manage to run into the main and disrupt the mining a bit, get a few drone kills, but it wasn't, I think, too much damage. The Mutalisks were able to hatch and kind of clean it up.
It doesn't seem too severe. I did miss that, though. Man, I'm just... It's the rust of the first cast. We are trying our best here, guys. Now, here come these Mutas. They're trying to get some damage done. We'll see where these Corsairs are, if they can get enough, and ooh, they find a nice little spot behind the mineral line. In the main, and the Corsairs... eat some Scourge, still 4 alive, actually 5, and +1 Airweb's is about to finish up, so these Mutas gonna have to run here, and here comes some more Zealots moving out. They got +1 speed completely done this time, and we'll see where that defense is this time, if he can pull off that kind of miracle defense, or where do these Zealots go? Is it gonna be this third again? They keep kind of putting pressure there. Seems pretty reasonable to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like in Terran vs. Zerg, you're always trying to minimize the gas bases that Zerg is on. And so going for this third, I think, makes sense, especially when there's still just the one Sunken there, right? I mean, it's still in a good spot, but if you're going after the natural, that's more like you're trying to outright kill the opponent. Here, you're just saying, you know what, I'm taking this gas away from you. You're going to stay on too.
Yeah, this is big damage. A lot of drones going down here. Kills a bunch of the Scourge on the first wave. Second one's to get more to go through. Muta's going to try to mitigate this, but still, in a supply block now. Reinforcements do show up, but still, a lot of Corsairs doing good damage, trying to do what they can here. Killing the buildings the best they can. These Zealots still pretty alive. Mutas are good, but they don't kill things that quickly. And Corsairs, ooh, they do eventually go down. A little bit fumbled, I think, just being the spot they were, but still, I think it's a pretty effective attack. You're still building up your forces this whole time. I don't think you're really worried about this. Just buy some time to get your tech going. And, oh yeah, if they want to keep trading back and forth, they seem very comfortable doing so.
Yeah, and there was a pretty good spread on the Mutalisks there in that engage against those Corsairs that I think helped a lot, and then good target firing from the Hydralisks on some of those Corsairs as well. Really helped Sziky out there to keep this base alive. And what are these Zealots doing that are... Okay, I think they were just kind of scouting the area a little bit.
Yeah, maybe just getting things, if there's anything near the bridge, making sure nothing's getting really set up, or that free scouting info. You just want to keep putting a little bit of pressure on here. Oh yeah, still hasn't made any attempt to take their third base. It's not quite as easy on this map compared to, like, Polypoid, that the middle base so close to your natural, you feel a little more comfortable taking it. But Zealots can't really move out here. Still Mutas patrolling, making sure it's hard to move out with things. You're good in range about to finish, as well as Storms, and a lot of Dragoons getting added here, which I don't remember Lurker getting researched, so that's going to be the big difference compared to when the attack came last game. The Lurkers were there to kind of help out. Right now it's just a lot of Muta and Hydra, and this could be a very scary Protoss army when he decides to move out, if he's just waiting for these upgrades to finish.
Yeah, and I missed the Lurker upgrade getting done last game as well, but then it was like, oh, he already has Lurkers, okay. But this game, like, I don't see any Lurkers on the map. I haven't seen it be researched. But I think just the disruption at the third has kept the gas low, that he hasn't been able to get it. But now these Realists finding a little bit of space to harass. Actually, at the Templar Archives, there's no Corsairs.
Yeah, this is, I like the move. We look at what Oya is doing. It's like, you want to harass us a little bit? You can harass us a little bit. I'm going to go attack. Moving everything out. And again, this is a big army here. Even the supplies about even. A lot of it's tied up in this air units back at home. So definitely opportunity, I think, with Storm just finishing up. He's got that Dragoon range, lots of stuff that can hit the air, and look at Sziky. Without these lurkers, the defense at the front here doesn't look particularly potent if he wants to go for the natural.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm worried about, though, is that probe count. It's down to 28 right now and 27. This attack has to do damage, or Oya is not going to be in a good position.
Well, we'll see if it does enough. First Storm goes down, not so bad. Kills off some of these Hydras, and these Dragoons are going to be very good at poking down his walls. Zealot's still going to move forward, going for that first Sunken. The other one's not done yet. Better Storms following up behind this. A lot of the Hydras are going down. Reinforcements from the third. It's going to be able to catch some of this stuff out of production, but still, the upgrades in the army overall is just so strong here. Templar's still alive. You can see it's the static defense not really doing the job. The Zealots are mostly dead, but still, it's a lot of Dragoons still left over. Seems that he can reinforce and keep this alive, but man, this timing on this Oya attack pretty good. Is he? What happened to those mutants? Did he just? Where are they?
Well, there's two of them. They're still attacking that natural. Like, the cannon's dead, all of the probes are dead. There's just 23 probes in the main. I think Oya is just all in at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it feels that way, but this all in looking like it's doing the damage it needs to do. Everything got killed at the natural, and Sziky's just thinking he can't defend this enough. He had a bunch of lings in the way. I wonder if that would have been enough to help clean, but still. Good timing for Oya to make that counter attack, just knowing that, okay, you can harass, I don't care. And that's going to be Oya taking it 2-0. Both games pretty exciting, though. I like that build, that Citadel to double Stargate. That is cool.
You gonna try and pull that off some this season?
No. I don't got hands for that. Hell no. Oh, man. That was fantastic, though. And like I say, just like a little, like, whet your appetite little thing. If you guys, again, if you aren't signed up for CPL 8 the preseason, go sign up for CPL 8 preseason. Because, you know, signups end tomorrow. We also, if you, behind the scenes, if you feel like helping out, volunteering to help with anything from casting to streaming stuff, YouTube help if you want to do that, or just willing to admin for some of the teams moving forward, make the organization a little bit easier. We'll make sure you let people know that you're interested in helping out. That's how I got started casting, and Nitekat too. So, you know, just if you want to help out, we are always welcome to it. Nitekat, thanks for joining me for casting this. It was a blast.
Thanks for having me. These were a couple of great games.
Yeah, I have no problem with how those games turned out. I'm not sure if we're doing any more of these, but like I say, it's just sign up, spread the word, get your friends involved. Let's make CPL 8 the best one we've had yet. Are Oya and Sziky going to be coaches? I have no idea. So don't ask me. I'm not confirming or denying anything. I actually do not know. I'm not helping out with defining coaches this season. But still, that was a great time. See you all in the preseason. Do well, and you know, casting of CPL regularly will be happening soon once we got some more games to cast. So look forward to that.
Take care, everybody.
Yep. Have a good one.